Good evening, everyone. I'm Aidan Leary. I'm Communications Coordinator at Belmont Light. With me tonight presenting is our Belmont Light Energy Specialist, Ben Thaverge, who oversees all of our energy programming. Tonight, we want to give you a brief overview of the new programs that we're offering in 2021, as well as point out some of the updates to existing programs. Just a few notes, this meeting is being recorded and we're going to be making it available for viewing at a later date if you miss anything. And second, we will be taking questions at certain points of the presentation. We'll let you know when, but you can always feel free to type questions in the comment box below at any time. Just to give you an idea of what we'll be covering tonight, first we're going to be discussing the bigger picture ideas of what Belmont Light's role is in helping the town reach its climate action goals. We want to make sure that you know how and where to access these energy programs and how to start the rebate process. We'll go over in detail the program rebate figures and requirements. We're going to give you a couple quick updates on some of the projects that we've had going on. And like I said, we'll be opening up to questions as we go along. Now I'll go ahead and throw it over to Ben to talk about Belmont Light's role in the town's roadmap towards climate action and how all these programs play into that. Ben?
Thanks, Aidan. Can you just get to the next slide? There we go. So as a public power utility, which primarily we're an electric utility, but we are a community-driven utility. Everything that we do to better ourselves within the community and to make sure that everything we do and our choices are in reflection of what the community sees as important to them. Next, please. That includes the climate action plan, the climate roadmap, and the choice to decarbonize the power supply. Choice was made a couple years ago, and to do that, our aim is to be at 100% decarbonization of the power supply portfolio by 2022. Sorry. I think I'm too ahead, Aidan. One more, yeah. And to go towards that is also the efforts that we go back to, that being a partnership, efforts like Belmont Drives Electric and Heat Smart Belmont were partnerships with the residents of Belmont and Belmont Light to drive forward the townwide electrification goals. Recently, we published the 2021 to 2026 strategic plan, which was an analysis that management did to look at what we can do over the next 5 years and how that will go. One of the things that we're really aiming to look at is how do we, in this electrification, manage that added load. And that's going to be definitely through our programming and incentives to pick the very efficient systems. And what we want to do, what I'd like to be, what Aidan wants to be, what we want our customer service teams to be, is a trusted energy advisor. We want you to come to us with questions, and hopefully we can answer those questions. If not, we're going to learn with you what those answers could be. So to start off talking about our power supply and decarbonizing, just over the past 2 years, 2018, and then showing the 2019 mix. 2018, the target was 33% renewable, and we actually made it to 34%. And then 2019, that goal was 50%, and we were just over it at 50.6%. For 2020, our goal is 66%. We'll know that for sure in June. It's after we tie up the REX purchases and make sure that the market clears. So we'll know that. All of our targets have been met in terms of the class 1 RECs that we purchased. So those targets are on goal. And for 2021, for this year, our goal is to be at 83%. So by the end of 2022, we'll be at 100%. Part of that, we have the Green Choice Program, which is voluntary contribution to increase to our decarbonized portfolio. We retire class 1 New England RECs, it starts at $3 a month. Just kind of go over some results. We had 100 customers in that for 2019, which was about 618 megawatts of power, cost around little under $15,000, which was very successful, and we continue to do that. This is in addition to what our current portfolio does. So if anyone does feel like they want to continue greening their choice, the Green Choice Program is an option for them.
And like I said, as we go along, we'll be taking questions. So I think right here, if anyone has any questions, you can either type them into the chat box or just go ahead and raise your hand virtually. See anything right now?
Okay.
I think Ben's going to show us next how to navigate the Belmont Light website to find these programs.
Yeah. So this is our homepage, and so you can navigate everything from here. Actually, can you hit the next section, please? So the first is that Energy Solutions will bring up a menu that access as all of our programming. If you want to specifically go to either the residential or the commercial, next two. Those are the bigger buttons down towards the bottom. The residential will bring you to a list of all of our residential programs. And then for our commercial municipal programs, that is the gray button to the next. And it just brings you to our summary pages, information about them, the rebate amounts. And then from this page, you can also access the outage map and access Smart Hub, which we'll go into a little more in depth. Next. So if you click on the Energy Solutions, you'll see the short list, which ranges the residential solutions, the commercial solutions, separate. Again, we have the separate pages for electric vehicles, solar, and power supplier energy portfolio. And so the next one is just a highlight of the residential solutions page. I realized as I was updating the information today to make sure that anyone who learns about it wants to go and find some more information from our website. This is not the most accurate website page now. Our website is a little more up to date than this. So, all right.
Thanks, Ben. Like I said before, we wanted to just give you some quick updates on some of the projects that we have going on, including switch from quarterly to monthly billing for water and sewer customers. If you are a DPW water sewer customer as well as a Belmont Light customer, you likely know that Belmont Light does the billing work for those accounts. And you've hopefully at this point received your first monthly water sewer bill in either this month or last. We're currently working to combine electric bills and water sewer bills where applicable to simplify that billing process and to cut down on costs as well. And now at this point, water and sewer customers can use Smart Hub, which I'll go into in just a few seconds, for some of the features of Smart Hub, as long as you've had a smart meter installed in your home, smart water meter. And if you haven't had a smart water meter installed yet, or if you have any other questions about water sewer accounts, you can call the water division. It's 617-993-2700. Again, I think we wanted to just break here for any questions. I did see one come in that says, are we going to make sure we have enough backup to not end up like Texas? I think in making reference to our renewable portfolio. That's kind of a policy question for our municipal light board. But the power supply policy also does include, reviews for, as time goes on, we are able to review it with the municipal light board for any determinations that we might need to make in terms of that. And next, I just want to jump ahead and I'll give you an overview of Smart Hub. As I said, a lot of you may have already used Smart Hub or continue to use it to pay your bills or for to manage your account in certain ways. But for those who don't, there are a lot of tools here that you may find useful. Besides accessing Smart Hub from the Belmont Light homepage, like Ben showed you, you can also log on to belmontlight.smarthub.coop, C-O-O-P, or you can download the Smart Hub app from the Apple or Google Play Store. Once you're inside, there is a lot of usage exploration features that they tap into your smart meter on your home or business. And these tools allow you to view your usage down to the 15-minute increments. You can view a month-by-month breakdown. You can see your average daily use, and you can download your data to perform your own analysis. When you click on the Usage Explorer tool, this screen will pop up. It shows you the amount of electricity you've used per hour in kilowatt hours. And then there is a black line that goes across the graph that shows you the outside temperature, average temperature for Belmont, so that you can look at that for any type of correlation with your energy usage. And in the bottom right of the graph, you'll see the green button, which allows you to download your data. And you can download it as a green button XML or an Excel file. This next slide just kind of gives you a better look at the way that you can download that. Now, one question that just came in. Sorry, a few questions actually. Now, how can we tell if we have a smart water meter installed? I believe you may have set up an appointment with the water division for that installation. We'll have to check on that. The next question, will a credit from solar apply to the water bill? Ben, I don't know if you can answer that one.
I can answer that one. And the answer is actually no. The way the policy is that solar is treated as a generation as power supply. So we have to give that credit only on the electric bill. We are working on a credit return policy for those customers who do generate enough credit. But that's in the works right now.
Next question is, does Smart Hub tell us how much water we use? The new meter is harder to read. I think it's there. If it doesn't now, it's designed to. We're moving that way to be able to do that. I know that as you know, we've there's still a few people who are have the smart meters to be installed on their homes. So I think it's just still a bit new, and we're still working with NASC, which is the parent company for Smart Hub. Next question, will you be using solar battery backup for townwide use? And what program will be used for using that battery backup? Then that's more of a wider policy question.
Yeah, that seems to be something that's one that we can take back and get back to you. in terms of we need to check just with upper because it's more of a bigger term policy that something that LBAC and the light board and our management team would work with. So we can get back to you though on that.
Great. Yeah, for questions, I mean, this meeting right now, we're kind of looking at it as a more just our energy programs for residential and commercial customers. For wider ranging policy questions like that, we'd probably encourage you to attend a municipal light board meeting. They're held on usually the second or third Monday before the select board meetings. So it's at 5:30 p.m. Information on those meetings can be found right on our front page. There's a listing of all that. Next question, why does Smart Hub show net usage for solar customers when Belmont Light doesn't net? Ben, I don't know if you can answer that. I think it's more just that NISC is a company that, like I said, produces Smart Hub.
Yeah,
just the way that they produced it.
The short answer is that is the term we are using their terminal NISCs and a Smart Hub terminology. That is not our terminology, and we can't change that. So that's the way that it reads it, but it does reflect what is reflected, what is shown on your bill. I do know that. So.
Okay, so I don't see any other questions. So.
Yep.
Throw it back to Ben.
We'll come back.
Yeah, we can come back to questions. We'll go over, Ben, now we'll go over more details on the programs for 2021 and new programs and updates.
Yep. So this is currently what our programs are offered. We have the Appliance Rebate program, the Home Energy Assessment program, My Energy Expert, the Source Heat Pump Rebate program, the EV Charger Rebate, and the Connected Homes. Those are all for residential. I'll go into each of these programs and as we go along. Commercial, we have the Lighting Rebate program and Energy Assessment program. And for both commercial, municipal, and residential, we have had our very successful MLP Solar Rebate program. So now on to the new programs that we're offering. We expanded the offerings in the Appliance Rebate program. We're now offering a battery. We're going to be offering a limited battery storage rebate program, and we're starting on a weatherization incentive program. From the commercial level, we're starting an electrification incentive program to encourage a high level, that is to encourage commercial customers to make upgrades that they need to. And then for both residential and commercial customers, we are starting a cordless yard equipment rebate program. All right. So to start it off, the Appliance Rebate program currently this is a high-level overview. Like I said earlier, our website is updated, so all of our offerings and the incentive amounts and any specific details for those appliances, in this case, are available on our website. To dig into the new programs, the new things that are being offered, there's 3 things that we're changing in the Appliance Rebate program. We are now expanding to offer an incentive for induction stoves that have to be, for the induction stoves, they have to be at least 24 inches. And it can be either a singular, like a cooktop, individual cooktop, or it can just to replace the top, or it can be an entire induction stove with oven. If you have electric and you're switching to electric, it is a $100 rebate. If it's a gas system to an electric system to the induction, it's a $500. And for anyone who is doing new construction or a gut reno, it would be $500. For those who do not want to go for the entire induction stove, but still want to try it out, maybe get 1 or 2 pots just to kind of see what's going on. We're also doing a little an incentive for getting a portable, what we're calling a portable induction cooktop, which is just having 1 or 2 units. It's going to cover 50% of the cost, up to $75 of that. And we are updating the hybrid heat pump water heater rebate. There's no longer the Wi-Fi requirement, but it must meet the NEEA qualified products list, which is the Northeast Energy Efficiency Alliance. Basically, they rated all of the systems that are out there and available and created a 4-tier list. And this includes systems of various sizes and whether they have Wi-Fi or not. This is similar to what Efficiency Vermont has done. And so I figured we are going to update to try and expand the offering so customers do not have to get something that is Wi-Fi enabled if they do not feel comfortable with that. So for units that are either tier 1 or tier 2, it's $250. For tier 3 or tier 4, which are higher efficiency, that is $500. So and then going back to the home energy assessment, it's a no cost assessment of your residence, can be whether you are a renter or an owner. We are currently offering them virtually using a smart device, video, a laptop, an iPad, phone, because of the pandemic limitations. So it's a 2-step process. The first one, the advisor walks you through the home, goes through, asks questions. What's the insulation levels around your home? How are your windows? The age of your appliances? How are they feeling? HVAC equipment. Any questions that you come up with, you can ask those questions. They'll sit down, they'll go through, create the report for you, and then they'll set up a second appointment and go through that report with you. We also started offering at the end of last year a similar program, but it's a self-assessment called My Energy Expert. It's an online home self-assessment tool. Takes about the short, simple version, the light, takes about 5 to 10 minutes. The advanced takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It generates an improvement plan, annual savings with suggested improvements, as well as a plan that based off the selected improvements as well. And it will also include all of our incentive programs that are for Belmont Light. So if you want to upgrade your hot water heater, it'll say we offer a rebate. There is an online store that you're able to purchase devices through. If it is something that we offer a rebate on, you'll get the instant savings immediately. It asks questions basically on your home type, size, lighting, appliances, all the way down to even asking you if you have an electric vehicle or solar. And I'd like to walk you through just kind of what it looks like. So skipped ahead on my notes. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So first off, you'll see upper in the upper left-hand corner, it'll tell you which mode you're in. Currently, this option was in light mode. And if you want to answer you a couple of questions, and if you want to answer them more in depth, you switch it. And you can skip ahead 2, I think. Yep, and 1 more. Yep. Off to the left. Oh, go back 1, sorry. Off to the left, you see that goes through questions about the house, lighting, appliances, your HVAC, water, power, solar, then the EV, and finally your savings plan. So you can skip ahead to answer any of these questions. Because it is online, you're able to come back and say you answered the light, and just to kind of get an idea of what it is. and you then want to sit down and actually go through it again, you have a login and you're able to go back in and sit down and expand it to the advanced mode and answer all of those questions that you would like to. Over to the right-hand side, if you hit, you'll see your improvement plan. So as you go through it, it will update this improvement plan and give you and say, these are what you should do. You'll also see your recommended products, devices that you think they'll think that you should get. Maybe you have it, you just haven't possibly answered the question yet. And then down below is any incentive programs that you're eligible for. Going through the, like it does say energy assessment, going through this, does not disqualify you from getting a home energy assessment, whether that is the virtual one or an in-person one. And then down at the bottom, as you go through, it updates your potential savings in the home at a per year level until you get to the whole savings plan. It presents everything for you. Okay. Yep. So we have been encouraged, as of last year, in 2018 as well, we increased our incentives for heat pump rebates. We wanted to encourage the switching over and the electrification of air heating and cooling in Belmont. So that's what it is, a lot more efficient means of cooling in the summer than the window. It is a lot more heat, excuse me, more efficient of heating as well. We did update and change a little bit of the program that now all of the applicants must go through the Clean Comfort program, which I'll go into a little bit more. Systems must meet the NEEP's cold climate air source rebate in heat pump specifications, which are available on our website, as well as a link to it if they do an update at any point during the year or any point during the program. Okay. So the Clean Comfort program was something we initiated towards the end of last year. It's a marketing program. The brand itself is a marketing program. Nope. Go ahead, yep. Technical difficulties. It is a marketing program, the branding, but what it is really, it boils down to, it's a partnership with a company called Abode Energy Management. And it allows us to offer to you as residents a dedicated heat pump specialist, someone to call and ask questions at any point during the process. So typically you start off with setting up an appointment, whether you have contacted a contractor or not, and you can walk through, it's about a 20 to 30 minute conversation, ask the questions, get more questions to ask the contract to be able to ask the contractors. Then after that process, once you select, if you decide to go through with it, once you select that, the contractor will submit the proposal to Abode for review. And then they'll walk you through, they'll do a technical review, they'll make sure it actually is sized correctly, and then walk you through the entire process to help you and the contractor make sure it's a good installation, and then prepare you for the rebate application process at the end of it. There's two ways to contact the heat pump specialist. There is a hotline. Best way to do it is that through a calendar scheduling, so you can actually choose the time that is best for you. Just to schedule it, and that way the heat pump specialist can actually prepare. You fill out a couple of questions. They can actually then sit down and prepare and make sure he's ready for the conversation with you. But you have the option to just call him and leave a voicemail, and he'll try and get back to you as soon as he can. Calendar, the scheduling appointments are typically less than a day, a couple of days out. So he's really good at getting back and setting up appointments pretty quick. at that point, I guess we'll take a break for any questions.
And we have one question here about hybrid heat pump water heaters. It says, if you just bought a hybrid heat pump water heater, but my brand didn't come with Wi-Fi, can I now get a rebate?
The answer is yes. As long as it depends on the rebate. You can send us an email or just call us, and we can look into it and check and see if which level of rebate it qualifies for.
Next question is, we got the $1,500 rebate first time around for a 36K system. Subsequently, we added another 12K unit. Are we eligible for another $500?
No, it's at each installation point. The application has to be done at the time of installation. There's no changes once the rebate has been issued.
Okay, doesn't look like there's any other questions, so Ben, I think it's going to keep going.
Yep. Okay. So we have the EV charger rebate, which is basically in the installation at a residence of a level 2 and Wi-Fi enabled. The list of models that's on the website, which is here, that is only a list of the models that we know of. If you install a charger that is Wi-Fi enabled and it's not on the list, definitely submit a rebate application for it. Or if you have a question, just give me a call and let me know, and we can talk you through it. Just want to make sure we just want to make sure that it's all good. There is a lifetime limit of 2 chargers per service address for the rebate, because we do want to try and encourage everybody to try and encourage other installations. So. All right, so the battery storage rebate, we're starting this year. It's a limited funding pilot program we're running. It's going to be $500 per system, only at residential addresses. The battery storage can be installed with or without solar. So if you have a solar system and you install the battery, that's fine, and it was just qualifying for the battery. The standard interconnection application does have to get processed. We do have to just know that your battery is being installed. That process has to be followed, and the application for the rebate itself still has to be generated, but it's going to be pretty straightforward, and we'll just want to follow that up. We're going to move forward with that. So. Pretty simple on that one. We're hoping to keep it pretty simple. The weatherization rebate program is anyone who has had a home energy assessment in the past 3 years. We want to make sure that any improvements that you want to make, and this would be any improvements made after January 1st, made to the home, whether that's through air sealing, attic insulation, wall insulation, anything that was recommended from the assessment that you talked through from the assessor. And that is an assessment that is done through our contractor or with a Mass Save contractor, either or. That will install, or will, excuse me, will help with incentivizing that rebate. There's a category for under air sealing, and there's a general category of insulation for 75% of the cost of the work, up to $500. And self-installation of the materials does qualify. So if you do wall attic insulation and like to insulate the top of a garage, and you do it yourself, as I remember helping my dad do it when I was a kid, that does qualify, will help you cover the cost of materials. So Now, on to the program I know a lot of people are interested in. The cordless yard equipment rebate is open to all customers. This is both residential and commercial. It must be tied to a current residential commercial account in town. Rebate does cover no more than 50% of the total cost. There are some limitations. We are putting some limitations on it that residential accounts they can only apply for one measure per unit, and we are limiting it to $500 per year. But as we continue into further years, you do purchase something, you can get more of a rebate if you want to space out your purchases. Yeah, pretty straightforward on that one. Now, the Connected Homes program, some people may have heard, is our residential demand response program. It was a change. We used to offer a peak rewards program as of last summer. We changed it on January 1st. We went to this new program, which is it's a slightly different administration process, but it's using the same platform. So we offer EV level 2 chargers, hybrid hot water heaters that have a Wi-Fi enabled portion to them, HVAC controls, and thermostats. As you can see to the right, there's the list of devices and qualifying brands. This list, we are hoping we can expand upon with more manufacturers in the coming years. Currently, this list is limited due to partnerships and having to create deals and working with it. So it's between us, the software us as participating MLPs, with the program administrator, as well as the software provider we're trying to expand the manufacturers. What this program is different is we used to have behavioral responses, and now this is actually calling monthly transmission peaks. So there are monthly calls each month. And customers are actually subject to actual changes via the computer program to the devices. So the electric vehicle chargers are actually cut down, that during the peak events, which happen maybe 3 to 4 times a month, and therefore around 3 to 4 hours long, typically happening between the hours of 2 to 7 p.m. And those events, you can opt out of them if you do need to. If you do opt out of one, you do not receive the incentive for that month. The incentives are every 20 minutes, or excuse me, issued every quarter. So every 3 months, we do issue it for that previous month. So for the first quarter, which will be January, February, March, we'll issue the credit in April. So it'll appear on the April-May bill, depending on when your cycle is, when you receive your bill. And at that, the one note I should add, why there's an asterisk next to Google Nest, is that we are only controlling the Google Nest thermostats, and this is per Google itself. They can only be controlled May 1st through September 30th. So we can only control them during the summer, but we'll still encourage you to sign up for the program. So at that point, I guess we'll take some more questions.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of questions here. So first one, who can I contact about the induction cooker, and will you share the presentation at the end? Yeah, I think the best way to contact us would probably be through energy services at belmontlight.com. Email
Energy resources.
I'm sorry, energy resources at belmontlight.com. And we'll also have contact information for both Ben and me at the end of this presentation. And we will be making the recording of this available, and we'll be most likely emailing it the slides out to everyone who's participated here tonight. Next question. What about just a 50 amp outlet for the Tesla, no Wi-Fi, no need for the Tesla charger? Feel that one?
I'm not seeing that question. Can you repeat the question?
Sure.
Sorry.
What about just a 50 amp outlet for the Tesla, no Wi-Fi, no need for the Tesla charger?
Yeah, that we are not incentivizing. A lot of, and I'll say this, and some of why you'll see changes to our programs, and it's this goes back to at the beginning, that list of the community's goals. Because we have a limited budget, we have to decide where our monies lie, and we can't incentivize all EV chargers. So we had to decide which chargers to incentivize. We do want electric vehicles in town. We think it's a good thing to do, both for the environment, to try and turn some of that fossil fuel money back into the town and into the local community. So we're hoping on that, but currently that's our offering for the EVs, is they have to be the level 2 chargers with Wi-Fi connection. So.
Okay. Next question is, could you speak to what incentives are available for insulation with existing construction for homes heated entirely from heat pumps, i.e. no gas heat, so no national grid rebates available?
So if you make choice, like that would be under the weatherization rebate. We're starting small with the weatherization program, and we know customers who are 100% on electric or on oil or propane heat can access the national grid incentives, the mass save incentives. So we're starting small with the $500. If you are able to merge it, it'd be up to $1,000 actually. So we're starting small there. It would be changes that you would make after January 1st, because this program was implemented this year. So any changes and installation work done after January 1st of 2021. So yes.
Next question about the yard equipment rebate. What about snow blowers?
Yes, not yet. We were able to do some calculations and analysis on the summer equipment. We're still working internally, as well as with our other municipal partners, other MLPs out there, and we're all discussing snow blowers and winter equipment, because there's not just snow blowers out there. There's also some other options. Right now for 2021, they are excluded. And I know I'm saying this as we're about to get hit with another storm, and a couple of inches are about to hit us. I realize this, so I apologize, but we're working on it.
Okay, next question. What does one measure per account mean?
Yep. Sorry, it's a little bit of a technical term. I should have translated that. That means one lawnmower or one rototiller, one specific of that item for the home. If we always work on exceptions on a case-by-case basis. If you feel like we should work something, definitely feel free to reach out to me, and we can talk it through.
Next question, could you define what a push lawnmower is?
A push lawnmower would be one that you push. That is a good question. There is no seat. You have to walk it from one end of the driveway to the next, one end of the yard to the other end and back again. Yes. Is that clear enough?
I think it's someone else asked, does push lawnmower include drivetrain, I think.
Yeah, basically, can you push it? You don't have to push it. You're just kind of walking behind it. That's really just, I think, the difference, maybe.
Yes, so both the drive, yes, they would both qualify for the push. What's the definition of the push? The other two is the zero turn. Actually, hold on, let me just make sure I'm looking at the list correctly here. Yes, so both of those would qualify for the push lawnmower, because you're not actually physically on top of the lawnmower.
The next question is, the website says $500 induction top rebate is for new construction. Did you say that it applies to renovations too?
Yes, it would. Yep, we would just ask the same, and and I should say that there will be a full guide of what going to be published as soon as my colleague Aiden is able to get it nice and presentable. Full guide of what is requirements, program descriptions, that will be published in the coming weeks. And that will include the specific definitions, and what is required for the induction stove. For the gas, we want pictures of the gas stove in place and then the induction stove in place. The same thing would be with the new construction and the renovations. We would just want to see that the new stove is in place and there was nothing there before.
Another comment, you should add cordless battery operated snow blowers. Ben, we
were working on that.
Next comment, next question, battery operated maintenance equipment for new purchases only, or for a previous purchase as well?
This would be only for new purchases. Any purchases made after January 1st. We do have to do this 2021. All of our programs operate off the calendar year, January 1st to December 31st. So if we are striving to try and make sure our announcements and everything are towards the end of the year, so that you as customers and our residents are aware of what our new offerings are going to be with the coming year. So this year was a little off. We were waiting on some final words, but in terms of what we could offer, but we were able to get it out as soon as we could.
Okay, and then just one final question for someone who joined late. Will there be a recording or slides available later? Yes, we're going to make this recording available on our website and social media. And we're also going to be emailing the slides out to everyone who participated tonight. Okay, with that, I don't think there are any other questions. So we'll go ahead and I think had a couple more programs to go over quickly.
Yep, yep, I have one and then you have one. So.
Yep.
Yep, the MLP Solar Rebate Program, which replaced the old SREC program. We started this about a year and a half ago. Has been extended to June 30th is the deadline for the applications to be in, or until the money is gone. And this is from the pool of money that for all of the applicants. Our original pledge was $100,000, which would equal it to $200,000 total. As you can see, we have surpassed that. Because it's been so successful and we have found funding for it, we have increased our amount to $470,000. And this is a breakdown of where the applications are. So there's around $45,000 left. Total is what we're looking for. Yes, reserved. Nope. Submitted. So there's around $170,000 that is still in process to get to be approved by the state. But we have viewed this program as very successful, and I don't know what the program will look like after June 30th, if we'll be able to offer it. We will, as a department, come to have that as an internal discussion, and we'll make an announcement as to what the future of this is going to be.
Great. Okay, and then just to wrap things up, not quite a residential or commercial program, but I wanted to give you a quick update on a program that you may have seen around town, which is our LED streetlight replacement project. Following an initial pilot that we ran in 2016, and after a great deal of research and planning in 2019, we launched a project to replace all 2,400 high pressure sodium HPS streetlights in town with more energy efficient LED streetlight heads. So far, we've replaced about 766 of them, with an original goal of completing the project by the end of this year, 2021. COVID-19 has pushed back the timeline on the project a bit, but we're still making steady progress. As you can see, we're moving from the southeast corner of town, and we're kind of spidering out from there until we reach full completion. Just a few of the benefits for LED streetlights: they use far less electricity than HPS lights, and they have a much longer lifespan. LED streetlights last up to 23 years. The LED streetlights also allow us, Belmont Light, to be more responsive to neighbors' needs. They're adjustable remotely, so if you think a streetlight near your home is too bright or too low, you can give us a call and we can adjust it from our offices. And the streetlights also feed information back to our engineering team, so we know immediately when a streetlight goes out, and we can go make repairs right away. You can find more information about the LED streetlight project on our website. And I think, let's see, we have a few questions on that, but I think that's all we have for our presentation. I see some questions coming in, but if anyone has any others, just feel free to drop them in the chat box. Sorry, just going back up. So the first question is, love the new LED streetlights. They're definitely much brighter too. For that reason, was there any consideration for birds and bugs with regards to increased light pollution knock-on effects? I believe that was part of our research into the project as a whole. I know that we kind of did a 1-for-1 in terms of brightness. They might appear bright to you, but the light that they give off is equal to the light that the previous HPS version did. So there shouldn't be an effect on wildlife. More comment, just LED streetlights are great, so that's good to hear. Question, big thanks to Belmont Light. Sorry, excuse me, that's a comment. Big thanks to Belmont Light for the solar rebate program. Reduced my system cost to 91 cents per watt installed. This program was a huge success. Next question, can something be done about the incredibly wasteful lights at the ball field BHS track? They are on late at night, and even in snow or rain. Is there a more energy efficient kind, and the hours should be limited? I'm not quite familiar with those. I think they may be controlled by the schools, so we wouldn't really have any control over them as a light department. We supply up and around the schools and the town's lights, but I believe that it would be under the school's jurisdiction. Another question, what can we do to help Belmont Light? I think just attending this and tapping into these programs as much as possible, getting the word out about them to your friends and neighbors about them, so we can get a better participation is always welcome. Ben, I don't know if you have anything.
No, is encourage the word. If you see, is try and promote our programs. Aiden's been great at trying to get our word out on social media, and we just ask that you just you see it, share it, try and get the word out. And if you do have any questions for us about anything, definitely feel free to reach out. That's the best way to us to help us, is to let us know what we're doing, how we're doing, or asking a question that way.
Yeah, feedback, good and bad, is always welcome. Feedback on what programs you'd like to see, what items you want to see included in any of the rebate programs is welcome as well. Sorry, one more question. If all appliances are converted to electric, is there money available to upgrade the service?
As of right now, we don't have an upgrade program. It's something we've been talking about, but we're starting small, and we'll be. It's in the works, but as of right now, currently not. Like I said, we have to choose where we spend the money that we are receiving from you, and so we need to decide wisely. So I want to make sure that the incentive programs that we're offering are wisely spent.
Okay, I don't see any other questions coming in. So as you see, our contact information is here. Feel free to reach out to either Ben or I, or customer service number as well as 617-993-2800. And it's also customer service at belmontlight.com if you have any general questions. We wanted to just share two sources that we have here. First, a big shout out just to the Belmont Energy Committee, especially James Booth, who's worked on the climate action plan. This is kind of what our guiding document is, I think, for our decisions. Ben, would you say it's accurate?
Yeah, it's been a lot of them, yeah.
And then for anything else, and for more information and a lot of other things, our website is www.belmontlight.com. I wanted to just thank everybody for coming out, taking time out of their day to join us. If you have any questions, like we said, reach out to us. But otherwise, have a good night. Thank you.